The next stretch is the outer hip stretch. The outer hip stretch have a few levels. The first level is on a chair. So you sit on a chair. I'm going to stretch my right outer hip. This is my outer hip. And I'm going to put my right leg on top of my left. Make sure that the left is straight out from the pelvis and the toes are in front of your knee. When you put this leg up, make sure that the ankle is in the air. Because if you put the ankle on your leg, you see it's going to break at the ankle and then this will move down from the ankle. So we don't want that. We want the stretch to be in the outer hip. Most people are around here. It's about 45 degrees. So this will be a 0. This would be about a 5 halfway through. And then when the knee goes parallel to the floor, that's a 10. When you do this stretch, sometimes you need to back off. So how do you back off? First thing you need to do is make sure when you stretch the right leg, the weight is always on the left sitting bone. There's a tendency to stretch the right leg and shift the weight to the right sitting bone. No, your fixed point is your left sitting bone. Then you push the right knee down. And then your goal is slowly to move from here to there. If you feel it in the knee, it's wrong. Come out of it. It should feel, all should feel in the outer hip. So that's level one, number one. Sometimes in level number one, you need to back off by doing this trick. You take another chair and you put it here. You take yoga blocks or books and you put it here, so that fakes the leg. The legs feel, oh, comfortable. And the legs feel comfortable till you let go. So when you let go, remember, I have a saying, less is more. This is where less over time becomes a little more. So you do 80%, 70% of your capability. You back off a little bit. And then you let the leg just relax like this, and it opens up, and before you know it, whoop, it becomes flat. Once this is flat, the next level you can slide the leg a little in more. So instead of having the distance between the two hips smaller than the distance between the sole of the foot and the knee, now you become a rectangle. So the rectangle is this distance is equal to this distance, to your waist. And now this becomes harder. Always remember, keep the weight on the left side when you stretch the right, and vice versa when you stretch the left. If you want to make this more than just physical therapy or a stretch, and if you want to last the 2 to 3 to 5 minutes, you need to integrate the 5 building blocks. So we have the body, then we add the breath in and out deep through the nose. Then the mind focuses on the breath. So right there you have body, breath, and mind. It's like a meditation, going to the brain waves between awake and asleep. And that produces a lot of positive hormone production. But if you want to add 2 more blocks to make it even more layers and more sophisticated, you add the energy and the spirit. So the energy, you visualize a healing energy ball 2 inches below the navel. So the mind now focuses on this energy ball. And the last but not least, you evoke the spirit by thinking of nature, the ocean, the mountains, the sky, the clouds, something. So now you have body, breath, mind, energy, and spirit. Once you feel comfortable and you want to move to the next level, then this is really very easy to do on a table. If you have a nice stable table, move this out of the way. But since I don't have a table here, I will show it with this. It works. So you take your leg and you put it up on a table, like this. Sometimes you need to build first the blocks here. So you put the block and that's how you back off. Less is more. You stand there, body, breath, the mind focus on the lower energy center, and you evoke the spirit by feeling part of nature. Add one more element, which is inhale, move the abdomen, the back muscles in, and exhale out. In and out. This will strengthen your abdominal muscles, support the spine, but at the same time, massages your internal organs, created flow, remove stagnation, and better circulation. Helps with digestive system as well. After a while, when you feel more and more flexible, you start to bring this knee down. You don't need to block anymore. And you still want to feel it out in the outer hip, not the knee. After a while, when this is easy, you start leaning forward until eventually you lie flat on top of your leg. And that's the maximum for this posture, for this level. The next level is very hard for a lot of people, but if you want to try it, you sit on the floor. You have, I'm going to stretch my right outer hip. Of course, when you do it, you're going to stretch evenly both sides, and eventually until you can build up 3 to 5 minutes. You put the left leg flat on the floor. You lean this way. So this will be a 0. I always say, you're lucky if you can get into it, because some people can't even get into a 0. And then from here, you start to move this leg down. This is about a 5, 45 degrees. You can always, again, back off or fake the soft tissue. Soft tissue needs to be faked sometimes to feel, oh, I can relax, I can let go. So you put this block here, and that allows everything to relax. Meanwhile, you integrate the 5 building blocks. The body is doing it, breath, the mind visualize the lower energy center, and evoked in spirit. That's why it's nice to do those stretches out in nature, or in front of the ocean, or mountains, or in the forest, or snow, or rain. After a while, when you feel comfortable to go to the next level, you move the block, and you start to move the leg downward, this way. You can even put your elbow and push against it. I call it the thinking man or woman nowadays. This is easy to maintain the fixed point because you're not on the chair, so it's easier not to lift the left side when you're pushing on the right side. Once this becomes easy, remember you want to create a rectangle versus the distance between your knees are bigger than the waist, so that's at first. So after a while you move, slide the ankle away this way, and you create a rectangle, and then you push, and then if you want to make it even more advanced, you lean forward. Make sure when you lean forward, keep your spine and chest open. So you're not arching your thoracic spine. And that's the maximum for this stretch, outer hip. So good luck with your outer hip stretch.